Hello everyone, it's Akhier, Dragonheart, and I'm bringing you a little bit more of what I've been fooling around with instead of recording my Let's Play. Yes, sirree, I've been playing on the Tekkit server, and one thing I was doing, and I showed you that, was the Redstone generator of doom type thing here. Oh, and you can make it sideways, so yeah, there's that. But yeah, I realized something. It's annoying to make redstone engine. Quite. So I decided to make an automatic crafting system for it. I first tried with build craft pipes and stuff, so I can just throw the ingredients in there and just let them go, but if you throw too many of one ingredient, like say redstone, it'll just kind of muck up the system and not really work so well. So then I went over here and tried with the tubing, and it works. It's fast and it works really well. First of all, I'll show you the circuitry that I used for it, though. Over here, yeah, this is just because I was building this off over here, and I didn't want to rebuild it over there. So yeah, really, everything except for that right there isn't really necessary. I just kind of had it stretched out. This here, this leads to the button, which I have right here, and it's just a button. And then the output is this, which leads to a wireless thing. But basically it leads over here, so it pulses it with the timer. Now what's really neat about it is that, do I have a button? Or no, I don't have a button. I think it might be a little fast, so I'll make sure it's kind of on the screen while I press the button, but there we go. Using the counter, I make it so it pulses 3 times the time. There's probably, actually no, unless there's an actual circuit thing that does it all in itself, this is about the best way you can do it. Because it's just, in fact, it's something you could just put in line as long as you don't need anything in those 2 spots, because it's just as if you had right along there. Yeah. And over here, the only really complex gadgetry that I'm using is the sorting machine. And I'm using it specifically because I have the various things for crafting. Here I turn a couple wooden planks into sticks, into gears, then here's where it's making piston, and here's where it's making the actual redstone engine. There's one important thing to note, though. When I first tried it, I just connected it directly to the crafting table. That doesn't work. Let's take this one for instance. If instead of the crafting table being there, it was there instead of the chest, and you just tried to push it in automatically, it would just deposit them all in the upper corner here. I guess until it filled up there, and then it would start putting them there. But yeah, that doesn't work. It just puts them in. It doesn't actually try to do the auto crafting thing. And that's not what we want. So instead, I used chest, because an auto crafting table can just automatically pull from a chest, thus going in there, going around, and here I can just use the build craft pipes because it's just one spot and it's easier that way. Here's a chest, you just have all the stuff. A redstone engine needs 10 wood and planks, iron ingot, a glass, redstone, and 4 cobblestone. When I press the button, boom, they all go down their correct ways, coming down. I currently have a lot. The thing that takes the longest is the one gear, and there we go. We have a redstone engine. Now for the next thing that I'm going to show, since that wasn't really much, only about 5 minutes of time there. One thing to note, these here are required, or else the tubing would go into, well, the chest and that doesn't really work really well, and it might even go in there, I don't know, kind of thing. But yeah, in the server, someone put the bog whatever thing that you get peat from, and they thought of stacking it so that you had more than one. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Can you do that? The only thing is they use multiple turbaries. I'm like, can I use one turbary? Or, in this case, one turbine, or combine. Blech. So, boom. Oh, it harvested it, and I only have one. Okay, let's try again. Boom, it harvests, yeah. So, like, okay, that works. It's taking a little bit because I'm running off that over there. Pretty nifty. So, yeah. I'm like, oh wait, no, I'm using that. Why didn't do it instantly? I have no clue. Anyway, yeah. I'm doing it. I'm using it. I'm like, so how big can I make it? So then I did some testing. The first thing I tested was I took the harvester, the combine, and then just set it down and laid a row of spots where I just kept planting until it didn't harvest it. And it can harvest, not including its own blocks, from out 10 blocks. So from here, that away 10 blocks, it can harvest. And that's pretty much, even if it's like, just randomly, just like someone had something there and you, well, I don't have any seeds on me actually. Oh well. But yeah, it would harvest from there. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. But what about if it's not directly in line with it? Well, if it's taller. So I went up. And that went 10 blocks. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, it's probably going to be that. So I went down. And I was disappointed. It made me so sad. Whatever. Yeah, it only goes 3 blocks below. So 1, 2, it'll hit that one. It'll hit that one. It won't hit here. Basically, I think. 1, 2, yeah, it won't hit that one on the bottom. I'm like, that's all well and good, but just saying numbers doesn't really let you see what it is. So over here, I made it. This is the best you can get with one combine. I haven't actually counted how many there are, so let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 farms. Yep, that's pretty good. I am thinking about trying some other things like offsetting the farms so that it fills in like this area. And as you just saw right there beside me, it harvested it from there. And because this is over here, the farthest point from it will be this one right here, this tile. Boom, it's gone. And of course the one under it, and it's gone as well. Of course, it's slightly difficult to get in here. Now, for the example, I just used the power link, or whatever it's called. Yeah, energy link. And then I attached a high voltage solar array because I was basically really wanting to just like set it up, go like, and see it work. Also, another thing, the only way I've tried it is I've started this one up, put all the dirt in, let it finish, then did this one and this one and this one and this one and this one. And I don't know what will happen if, for instance, you try to start the first one. Because the farms tend to clear away an area. So I don't know. I didn't try. But yeah. Here's what it's got. And it's like I did set it up about 15 minutes-ish ago. But I haven't really. That's just like completely from fresh wheat. I bet if I added some kind of light source in there, it might do better. Maybe not, I don't know. I don't really know the mechanics of wheat growing. I just know that with this, in the server we're getting a pretty good overflow of wheat with just one farm. With this, well, I don't think we'd ever have enough chests to store it all. because it's like this is a lot of wheat. Yeah. And from here, what I would do to make this better, it's like, of course, you'd assume these are all their own, like, well, what I'd use is the peat engine, since that's basically what the farms were made to work with, or vice versa, the peat engine was designed to work with the farms, or whatever you want to do. But yeah, that's what I would use, especially since we got the peat bog up. And then this would be a double chest. And from here I would use the red power the tubes. I would use the tubes to bring... I'd start... how would I do it exactly? I'd pull seeds out with it and go... Start, well, actually, it doesn't really matter where I start. I just have the tubes going and just... Because once you get this going, the seeds generally stay pretty filled, no matter what you're doing. So, starting... oh, well, just from there. Tubes just going out, and you put seeds in from the top, so that could be a little difficult. You'd need covers or something under there, so... Well, I don't know. Maybe it's smart enough to know that whichever way the seeds are coming in, it's coming in. Because if it was that, it'd be a lot easier. I'd just have something pulling the seeds out, and then a tube here, putting it in there, and then and then just keep going up, and that would work. And that's what I would do. Especially since with the tubing, it won't overflow. It'll always end up somewhere. And of course, what I really end up doing is I'd circle the tubing back around and plop it right back in the chest. Or better yet, a second chest. So that I can just, right there, have it store any over. Because I'm always going to be getting more seeds than I need. And from there I might start doing something with it, like the various plant balls and whatnot. And I think you can do something with seeds, I can't remember what, but if they're seeds, why not? So yeah. This has been Akhier, and I'm signing off.